We Chose the Islands. A 6-year adventure in the Gilberts by Sir Arthur Grimble. This is a hardback book. This is the dust jacket. It has my version has this sort of library plastic thing on it. I think it was, let's see where it came from. I don't know. Oh, someone's bought an insert for it. Well, anyway, we'll put that aside. This is the book itself. It's just got paper sides and seems to be quarter bound in something a little more significant than paper. It's actually much more beautiful without the dust jacket. I love these sort of things. It's not an actual, it's not like a sewn on piece of leather. It's just sort of colored differently, but you can feel the letters are actually, there's a difference there. All right, on the inside, we have the maps, the Western Isles of the Pacific. So he was in the Gilbert Islands. This is, by the way, this is a true sort of biographical account of this man's journey. He was working for Britain. He was a government representative for Britain in the colonial days. I'm not actually sure whether the Gilbert Islands are still under British rule or control. I really don't know. Anyway, so this one was, there's some writing there. It's been a while since I did this. Actually, I read this book in an edition that was not this edition. So I'm having a hard time opening it. There we go. Check it out. Book of the Month Club, November 1952. In Ogden, Utah. Well, I read this book years ago and lost track of it. And so when I thought about it again, I was able to find a used edition of it. So this one was put out in 1952. There's not much information on this side. Anyway, illustrations by Thomas Pomfret. I love this book. It was a whole world that I didn't know anything about, and actually two worlds that I didn't know anything about. One is the colonial administrative service of Britain overseas, and the other is the Gilbert Islanders themselves. And these are two sort of distinct cultural, well, let's just say things that I didn't really know anything about, like what it's like to be a British colonial representative anywhere, and specifically in the South Pacific, and specifically, again, the Gilbert Islands. You see I have a couple of bookmarks in here, things that I remember. And it was just so interesting. There were a couple of stories that I always remembered from this book. I'm not doing a very good job of showing you the book, but that I specifically remember from this book, and they always stuck with me. And I guess that's why later on I said, you know, I really want to have that book. I want to be able to go back and look at those stories whenever I want. As I say, it's a nonfiction account. But for instance, there was one time when he was, this is a bookmark that was given to me by my friend Dave when he went to Vietnam. Anyway, okay, but that's neither here nor there. There was one time when a sort of a rival guy, a witch doctor, I think they would have called it in this book, but I don't really remember, just wanted to put a curse on him. And of course he doesn't believe in curses or magic or anything, but he was actually poisoned with a specific beetle. They found it in his drink, and they think that the other guy had put it there as part of his, you know, supposedly I'm putting a curse on you. And what he did about that, and how he acted, and how he foiled the other guy's plans. Anyway, that's just one thing. Another line that has always stuck with me somewhere in here, he's on a freighter or something like that to get to the Pacific Islands, and he says, "Pacific Island cockroaches eat feet." I'm sorry, that's a grotesque image. The point is, he would wake up and the cockroaches would be like gnawing at his feet or something. Okay, sorry about that. But here we are. Okay. Really interesting. I really liked it. The guy has a good, interesting voice. He has uh, an empathetic and sympathetic eye towards the islanders and the people who he really sees himself as being there to help. We think of the colonial times and the entire colonial system. I don't want to say we, but I often think of it in a highly negative light. And it, probably was not a great thing for the most part, but there were really good people there trying to do good things, and he was one of them. Sir Arthur Grimble, we chose the islands.